What is up, y'all? I wanted to get an update on this SuperDuty Bronco that I've been building for a customer of mine. It was a 2021, one of those Black Widow builds that have the 6-inch lifts and was rolled with 89 miles on it. So they purchased it, chopped the cab up, and are planning on putting I believe it was a mid-80s, I can't remember, 87 I think, that big body style Bronco onto it. Has the 7.3 liter Godzilla motor and 10-speed. So they brought it to me, said shorten the frame, gave me wheelbase that they want to try to get into, and gave me some new axles. They're 2008 SuperDuty axles that we put aux lockers and geared to 538s. Some power stop brakes, front and rear, all new brake lines. Obviously everything has changed. So to start on this, I chopped the frame. Right about right here, I wanted to keep this factory frame just because cross-member, just because it's such a strong point. So chopped it, put some new 3x4 1/4-inch steel that goes straight all the way across. Did a plate on the outside of that kind of butts up with the factory frame, welded him, and then covered him with another 1/4-inch piece that actually wraps around the factory cross-member. Has 12-inch Fox 2.5 coilovers in the rear with Fox 2-inch bump stops in the rear. An Artec truss. I triangulated the rear suspension using miscellaneous brackets, kind of some Artec frame side brackets, and then had custom control arms made by Rock Crawler for the uppers, and then the lowers are actually JL control arms that I'm running upside down, because at full stuff, this guy actually comes within 1/2 inch of the frame right here, just because of how big this frame is. So worked out perfect. Curry anti-rock in the rear. It's actually for a JK. That comes pretty close to the width of this guy's frame. New coilover towers. They're Artec towers that I notched into the new tubing that I put back here. Rolled some 1.75 tube for the cross member. They want to do a roll cage, so I'm gonna do it for them when it comes time to actually get the body on there, so that way I can run it kind of down here, have a spare tire mount right around here. This is actually the fuel cell that they want to go with. I'm trying to convince them otherwise, just because they have a ton of cab and chassis trucks that I build for them, so they have a surplus of these gas tanks. Built a new cross member. I wish I got photos and stuff of me doing it beforehand, but this guy runs all the way across in 1/4-inch. With 1-inch gussets that actually go all the way through the sides, through the front, all the way through there, fully reinforced to kind of make sure that this frame back here has no frame twist. I wanted to make sure that I added as much support right here as possible, since it's midship before the rear coilover, so there's a lot of strain that's going to be right here on the factory spot. So I just wanted to make sure everything was as strong as it can be for heavy wheeling. To the front, I'll also put in a new Ford transfer case, since they come with slip yokes on the factory ones. So we got one with a fixed that still works with the actual electronic shifter. So that was super rad. And in the front, I did new coilover towers. They are kind of Artecs. I butchered them up, added a gusset. And one thing with Ford frames that I kind of want to mention is, because it's a high density style steel, you really don't want to weld all the way full across, because it creates quite a few weak spots with that much heat. So originally this was just going to go and weld to the frame, done, call it a day. But I got kind of concerned with doing that and having so much weight of a SuperDuty basically on there. So I created this gusset plate that actually goes up and around, has a bend into it for added strength, that goes up along the tower and actually goes all the way across. So the only thing that's really welded to the frame tower wise is this guy, and then along the back side, then this whole piece gets welded to the frame, and then this gets welded to this piece. So it's kind of housing everything. Bump stops in the front. We did 10-inch coilovers in the front just because of height limitations. I don't want to have this thing be giant. So these are 40-inch tires. We have to make sure everything clears. Most of this is going to get cut up. So it's not going to be so much of a concern. All new custom brake lines that run everywhere, because it has to go through all of the travel and make sure it clears. For the front, I actually did a Rock Crawler 4-link kit, just because they give enough misalignment to work with the coilovers and still keep the factory mounts, which is what the customer wanted. The bump stops, same concept, Fox 2-inch travel ones. And then the bump stop pad on the axle, it's kind of a thing you'll probably never see ever again. There's no tubing on here on Super Duties. There's such limited space for me to actually get a bump stop pad. And originally I was like, cool, I'll just use the factory bolt and build it off of that. That would work. The problem with that is, even though this bolt could technically take the load, you know, if it were to get jumped, it could take that load. My concern was if it does decide to shear, just because the bump stop does hit right about here, so all that weight is going on this side right here, which is also holding the control arm. I didn't want to risk it breaking, so I added a sway bar link that actually helps take the load and runs down to the factory shock bracket. So as the suspension travels, this bracket stays relatively still, but it does move quite a bit with the bushing that's inside here, side to side. So I needed something that could rotate with it. My original plan was to put a piece of tube, but because that was fixed, it was causing binding issues with the rubber bushing. So came up with that guy, worked perfect. Carly front sway bar, reed knuckles, same concept, aux locker. Front sway bar, the factory links don't work. And again, these are 08 axles, so they actually use different sway bar mounts down here instead of like the newer ones have that stem to stem. And the problem with the stem to stem is when I made brackets for it, it didn't have enough misalignment for the actual amount of droop and flex and everything. So came up with a style like that where it pushes it out, has it mounts to the factory one. All out of quarter will work just fine. New Dana ball joints, high steer, and a Synergy truck bar. One of their new kits. So, came out pretty sweet. Hopefully soon the guys can get the body kind of mocked up to it, and then I can do all the finishing touches that I need to do, roll cage wise, suspension wise, change anything that needs to be changed, and kind of go from there. But I can't wait to actually see this thing on the trail. I got it up on our RTI ramp, and the problem is, because it has no weight to it right now, the sway bars and the coil springs actually outlift the truck. So almost, tire got up, I think, to about 20 inches before the other one started lifting. Shouldn't do that, but the sway bar and the coilovers were nowhere near compressed. So once you add a body, armor, roll cage, there's going to be 4,000 pounds more, then it'll actually be able to flex it out and get it out onto the trails where I'll be happy seeing it. But all right, guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll try to get more videos out to you.